In Enugu city of Nigeria, where the morning sun rises like an orange ball rolling out of God's palm, there lived a young man named Kene Aike, Kene for short. To the world, he was just another struggling Nigerian youth. But to himself, he was a man running against time. Every morning, Kene woke before the rooster. Not because he had a job, but because poverty had a way of waking a man earlier than his dreams. His one-room, face-me-I-face-you apartment sat at the end of a cracked street, beside Mama Oju's suya joint, where the smoke smelled like hope. The ceiling of his room had a long brown patch where the last rainy season had left its signature. His only fan turned like a lazy politician, promising breeze but delivering nothing. Still, every morning, Kenny stood in front of the mirror, cleaned his single pair of shoes, and whispered, "God abeg, one day it go better." That one day arrived the day he met Amaka. She was standing at a bus stop, holding a small nylon bag and fanning herself with a bank flyer. Kenny noticed her because her smile was soft, almost like someone who deserved good news always. Her dress was simple, peach-colored, tailor-made, not expensive. But it fit her with a grace that money couldn't buy. When the bus finally arrived and the crowd surged forward, Amaka stumbled. Her nylon tore, her tomatoes scattered. Before she could bend, Kenny was already on his knees gathering them. Amaka embraced. "Oh, thank you. Sorry, Kenny responded, smiling. "Sorry for what? Na tomatoes wey run from heat, dem no wan enter your pot yet." She laughed, and that laughter was the beginning of everything. They became friends, then lovers, then fighters against life's battles together. Kene had no job, but Amaka believed in him with his stubborn hope of an African woman who had chosen love over logic. She encouraged him to learn graphics design. She helped him sell his first designs. She visited him with food when his pride said, "I'm fine." He would laugh and say, "My wife, you dey try for me oh." She would blush lightly and reply, "Talk am well, your future wife." Their love was not the fancy kind. It was the type made of shared indomie, borrowed dreams, joint tears, and two bodies lying on a single thin mattress but sleeping like kings. The type of love that grows from scarcity like a stubborn plant forcing itself through concrete. But even in their early sweetness, small shadows existed. Shadows that Amaka ignored. Shadows that Kene didn't notice. Sometimes, while he was frustrated, Kene would shout. Not insults, just loudness. A raised voice, a sharp tone. When he misplaced something, he blamed Amaka. When someone cheated him, he returned home angry and took it out on silence, leaving Amaka to walk on eggshells. But lovers in poverty rarely notice the cracks because survival demands too much attention. Still, she saw the anger sometimes. She heard the slamming of doors, the sudden mood swings. But she told herself, once morning comes, peace will come. Poverty is stressing him. If only she knew that money does not remove the demons in a man's character. It only gives them space to grow. When they finally married, they had only 47,000 naira in their account. Their wedding was small. No hall, no aswebi, just family, close friends, and cheap jollof rice that tasted like tomorrow's promise. People laughed when they danced. People rooted for them. The world said, "These ones will make it. Their love is strong." Love was strong, yes, but life was stronger. 2 years after the wedding, something changed. Kene got a contract to design branding for a new real estate company. The job paid well, far more than anything he had ever earned. Money began entering their home like a visitor, embarrassed to stay too long. Then suddenly, like rain bursting through clouds, more jobs came. Bigger jobs, corporate jobs, connections, endorsements. In 6 months, Kene moved them into a 2-bedroom apartment, bought a Toyota Camry, opened a small design studio. The neighbors whispered, God has remembered them. But money is a loudspeaker. It amplifies everything, including the flaws hidden in silence. Kene began to talk differently, walk differently, and even reason differently. He stopped laughing with Amaka like before, stopped eating her food sometimes, stopped coming home early. He now had big men friends who told him dangerous things. Your wife fit slow down your destiny, oh. Women no like when their husband rise. Shine your eyes, brother. Village people, they use wife enter man's life. And slowly, those whispers began to take root in his subconscious. It happened on a Sunday afternoon. They were arguing, not about anything serious. He didn't like the stew he cooked, said the salt was too much. She explained gently. He shouted. She raised her voice just a little, and something snapped inside him. His hand moved before his brain. A loud sound filled the room. Her face turned. Silence. Dead silence. Amaka held her cheek, trembling. He stared at his own hand as if it belonged to someone else. Kene said, whispering, Amaka, I'm sorry. But apologies from an angry man are like rain on a leaking roof. The problem's still there. That was the first slap, and definitely not the last. This was only the beginning. Watch out for episode 2 to know what happened next. While you do that, please subscribe for more edifying and educative stories. Also like, comment and share to your friends and families in order for our stories to reach more people. Thank you.